Hello, everyone, and welcome to my micro summit, Healing the Wounds and Creating Miracles. And I'm your host, Cindy Lybbert, and my guest today is Sarah Alexander. And she is a boundaries and strategic support mentor for empowering women to live their better future now. And our topic is going to be about awakening an abundant life by investing in gratitude. Welcome, Sarah.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Cindy. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so happy to have you here today. And you are in Australia, right?
That's correct. Yes, I live in Melbourne with my partner and my 2 cats.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing I would like to ask you is, what type of support do you offer your clients?
Beautiful question. Thank you. When clients come to see me, they sometimes might be struggling with a situation where they feel like they're being taken advantage of, or they're just wanting a little bit more from life. They might be feeling stuck in their current situation. For example, this week I had a woman who wasn't sure what to do with her ex-partner coming into her life and sending her messages, and she used to play the rescuer role for him. So I always remind my clients to think about what they truly need and be able to ask from that place for what supports that they want and what they need from me.
Oh, lovely. And how do you suggest to begin the process of creating new pathways to begin to connect with abundance?
Right. So if a client of mine is wanting to receive more in their life, I first of all ask them to connect with the present moment and how they're feeling. Like, do they already have thoughts that are coming up that might block them from receiving this? So there's often a lot of things that are open to us. We just can't see them yet because we haven't begun to train the mind to start thinking of the world as seeing a lot of opportunities instead of obstacles. So when you begin to start looking for opportunities instead of seeing difficult things as an obstacle, then you're actually able to tap into that resource of possibility. And when you're able to tap into that resource of possibility from the present moment, then you're able to see actually that abundance is everything. If you go to the beach, for example, and you see sand, like there's 10 billion million pieces of sand in the ocean and on the ground, and how nature reflects this back to us in every single moment. So really inviting that in to your experience on a closer and more personal level is really what I love to show my clients that's possible.
Wow, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. When we see what we already have surrounding us, then we can really begin to open our hearts even more and be able to receive this from a place of gratitude. And even every feeling, every possible difficult feeling, we can notice it, have gratitude for it, even if it's a difficult feeling, because feelings are actually messengers. So they teach us if we're wanting to go closer towards something, or if we're needing to create a boundary against something that doesn't serve us.
I really like that what you just mentioned about feelings are messengers.
Mm-hmm.
Because perhaps if we listen to those feelings more, that would give us a clue of what we might need to do. Especially being grateful for even the feelings that don't feel good. We should be grateful for those because they're telling us something.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's not always going to feel good, it's not always going to feel like Hollywood in your life. And I realize that. But the truth is that, they definitely, even the difficult feelings have a gift for us. and they're showing us, they're showing us something about our life. They're reflecting to us what we might need or what decision we might make or a choice. It just gives us more information, basically. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes, yes. And if I don't like the emotions or feelings that I am feeling, what can I do?
Good question. So if you're having a time where you're feeling a lot of difficult emotions, if you're feeling like it's out of your, definitely. I ask my clients to be able to self-advocate and take self-responsibility. So if they're needing some assistance with going through difficult emotions in their life, to reach out for help. So I always advocate for self-responsibility from that place. And eventually, when you're able to get to know your feelings and your emotions more and spend time with them, in quiet moments, let's say, then you are able to kind of, I want to say, be your own healer or be your own best self-advocate to sit with these feelings and create space for them. Because we all remember when we were in high school and or maybe in childhood and we were going through difficult times, and we didn't quite have the resources then to be able to sit with these emotions and give them space. So we might have acted out in frustration. But as we grow older and wiser, and we have supporters like Cindy or myself or other people in your life that you trust, those kind of resilience skills can actually be internalized so that you can create space for your own self. And when you create space for your own self, then you're kind of less reliant on other people, and you're able to, have this secure, self-supported lifestyle that, occasionally you might still need some help, but creating space for the feelings is basically what it comes down to.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I know a lot of people who have dealt with abuse in their past or childhood and growing up, we do not create space for ourselves. Some of us never even think of that. Some of us have shut down our feelings or our voice and can't speak them, let alone have the feelings and the voice to even express those feelings. Very difficult for some people. Some can write, journaling their feelings, and some can't even write their feelings, let alone speak it. So very grateful for people like you who can help us get centered and find a way to heal these wounds.
Definitely. Now, another way that I would suggest, if it is feeling like a block in anyone that's listening about feeling your feelings, there's other ways as well. You can use art, you can use movement, you can just use breath and sound to try to move your body a little bit and see if any sound wants to express. It might be a small sound at first, or it might just be a sound in your head. All these ways are good ways of tapping into them in a different way. It doesn't look the same way for every single person, really. It's about self-honoring and finding your own way that feels good for you. Yeah.
I remember years ago when I was going through my own healing journey, I would be watching a comedy and I would laugh, but no sound. It was a quiet laugh. No sound would come out. And I didn't think about it until I was talking to someone, a friend, who told me the same thing, that she laughs out loud all the time, but her mother, when she laughs, there's no sound that comes out. It's like, what are you doing? You've got to practice. And then it dawned on me, it's like, oh, well, I do the exact same thing. So when I learned that when I'm watching a comedy and people are laughing, it makes me laugh. At first, I had to force that laughter out. Just to get it working, if you say so.
It's really beautiful when people are able to try new things, even things that make them feel slightly uncomfortable in the beginning, because that's one of the keys that you're kind of expanding your growth bubble. Like, growth isn't always comfortable. You might feel a bit awkward, or you might not be sure if you're doing it right. But really, just being able to develop those and flexing those muscles of trust to just try something. And you know, if you don't like it, you can just try it once and not do it again, you know, but not pushing yourself out of the zone of tolerance, but the window of tolerance, but just trying, edging towards those little growth levels. So I'm really glad to hear that you did try to make sound and that you were able to have that, that self-awareness to practice and try something new. And how did that feel for you?
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
Beautiful.
see, now I can laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying new things. Can be scary. But like you said, it can be very rewarding. And if we don't like it, we find something else that we like to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good point to make.
Yeah, I also wanted to share just one more point on this as well. In my own personal journey of healing, I realized that as I was going through it with support, I actually had a lot of layers to access and clear for myself as well. But for me, these layers looked like rage, and they looked like anger, and they looked like frustration, and they looked like crying and sadness. And I remember I could just sit with my support person for 15 or 20 minutes in a certain position, and then all the tears would flow. And if I saw her tomorrow, I'm sure it would happen the same way. So sometimes we might have to clear a lot of the crap, a lot of the really yucky and uncomfortable bits and big emotions before we're able to let little pieces of light and the joy peek through in the form of laughter, or being able to crack a smile, or being able to share a moment with somebody. So if you are on that process where you're clearing through the crap, don't judge yourself for that, because you really have to be patient and know that there's more feelings and there's more emotions on the other side. Even if you feel like you might be in grief for 5 years, that might be your journey, and where you are right now is perfect, because you are giving that feelings space and time to express, and there will be other feelings that you're able to access as a result of clearing through the main ones that are on top of all that other expression. So I just wanted to share that I've definitely been through the anger and the sadness, and I'm noticing now joy is coming up, and I love it.
Yeah.
Because I've gone through that process, and there's still more to go. There's always more to go. So
yes, and it's safe to express your feelings. It's safe to be angry. It's safe to cry. And like my generation and my parents' generation, they didn't feel it was, I guess, right. They didn't share their feelings. I would ask about my grandparents who'd passed away and I'd never met. And they'd say, oh, there's nothing to talk about. They would not share their feelings. I never saw my parents cry. Or sometimes we tell children, I've heard them being told not to cry. This is one of the emotions that should be expressed, not held inside. So
when it's held inside the body, it actually can create a lot of chronic issues and other problems, in my opinion. And if it's held inside the body and not expressed, it also, I think, perpetuates the traumatic response.
Yes.
So I'm a super big advocate for moving these emotions and providing yourself a safe space to do that. It might mean telling your housemates or your partner that you might be making some noise for a little while, or it might mean, having a really safe little nest that you build for yourself, that you can just curl up into a ball and cry these tears,
Yeah. You can go in your own room, shut the door, have a good cry in the shower, then nobody will know.
Yeah, but I definitely agree with what you brought up too, because it's actually, there might be still a lot of shame and a lot of stigma around the normalcy of being a human and being able to express emotions. There's a lot of shame and repressed shame around it.
Yes, that's right. And those can also be healed, those kind of feelings. Yeah. Well, how are gratitude and abundance linked, Sarah?
Yes, so that's right. So I wanted to share today on awakening an abundant life by investing in gratitude. So if you see gratitude is like, instead of your bank account being full of numbers, you can have a gratitude account, and you can fill that with feelings of, you know, feeling grateful and feeling thankful and feeling already like you've received and joyful about that ability to receive. So if you fill up your gratitude account with a lot of deposits, chances are you'll see more in your life, because you'll be looking for gratitude and you won't be looking for missed opportunities or other things. So when we're able to invest in gratitude with our feelings, with our thoughts, with maybe doing a journaling exercise of a couple different ways things that we did in the day that we were grateful for, connections that we made, we can see those things coming back to us and reflecting. We'll see those, they'll be like highlighted basically, rather than the things that are the negative kind of things in life. So once we're able to really notice what we want, and also saying thank you, like when we receive what we want, then I feel that that is energetically the way that we're able to be granted more. Because the thing is, if you are letting people know around you that, you know, you're full up, you're overwhelmed, you can't handle anything else, like chances are you won't be able to receive anything else, because energetically you're already full, so you'll be blocked from that. But if you see something as an opportunity, like for example, this interview today for me, and I'm like, yes, I'm so grateful to be here, and yes, please more, then we're able to receive more, because we have opened our capacity to, take these opportunities gracefully. So I feel like there's more on the way when we practice gratitude. It's always that feeling of, yes, thank you, and I love it. Please, what's the next thing, you know? Yeah, and it will bless you. It's just like your theme as well, believing in miracles. It's like, how many times do we actually say that we're lucky when we find a penny on the sidewalk? Like, that's a small miracle. So when we notice like the sprinkles that come down in our life in the form of the sprinkles, then, you know, that's how we notice like sprinkles first, and then the rain comes, you know, and then more abundance starts pouring in. And yeah,
Wow.
I definitely feel like it's a mindset thing to feel that gratitude for the opportunities.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I'm glad that you mentioned also about the gratitude journal. I've tried that at times, and it's like I get tired of just writing and writing and writing, and it's boring. But you gave me a thought that I believe I'm going to start a new one, but I don't have to just write it all the time. I can stick pictures in there and really make it fun.
Yeah, definitely. You can do that. Or other people, like if writing might not be your favorite thing, or you're not able to write for some reason, you can also do voice notes, and you can put some beautiful music in the background, and there's lots of apps on your phone that you can record stuff with. Or just if you're into art, you can draw pictures of what you're grateful for. You can express it any way. You can sit at the table with your partner or your friends or your housemates when you're having dinner, and you can share. And even with the kids, this is such a beautiful activity to do with the kids, to have them share what they're grateful for. Because as we focus more on gratitude, then we're able to really, really see life as a gift and a blessing, and not a chore.
Wow.
Because there's so many things to be actually look at what we already have around us. Of course, we can want more. It's not a sin to want more, but being grateful for what you already have is so beautiful as a practice.
Yeah, that made me think of my niece. She has two little children, and at dinner time they go around the table, and each one says one thing what they're grateful for. And I think that is so awesome because they're growing up learning how to be grateful for stuff. I know
Yeah.
some kids that aren't grateful for anything. It's like, that's so sad. So when we
Yeah.
instill them at a young age to understand, we can be grateful for a lot of things that we have today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very special that she's doing that with her children. That makes me really happy.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that's
Mm.
something I should start doing too. So
Yeah, you
that would be
can.
fun. Why didn't I think of that before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Sarah, how can we begin to move to the desired state more quickly of feeling and being grateful and
Mm.
even more abundant?
Yes. So I love this question. So what I sometimes ask myself is, how would I be spending my time and what would I be doing if I was already there? Because as humans, we're always trying to get there rather than being all right and okay with where we are right now. Because there's always something to strive for, because as we are humans, we have this mind, and the mind has ego as well. So ego is comparison and wanting to have something more, be something else than what already is. So how we begin to make steps towards that desired state is what I ask my clients and anyone who I'm with, really. How do you want to feel? Like, how do you want to feel in this desired state? For example, I really wanted to feel positive and uplifted on this call today. So what I did was I did some things that got me into the right state of mind. So I went on a very long walk. It was beautiful. I enjoyed nature. I took time to be slow, and I was, looking after my body so I didn't feel rushed today. So that comes back to self-care and the feeling state. So I wanted to feel relaxed. I wanted to feel energetic and optimistic and hopeful. So then you think about, what can I do with my body that can put me into that state? And you spend time doing those activities. For some people, they like running. Other people, they like meditation. Other people, they like walks in nature. Other people, they like spending time with their grandkids, just more things that you can do so that you can already be in that open state of receiving. And what you're receiving really is the feeling that you want to feel. And this might not come automatically either. There might be other blocks and stuff in the way. So if you're not able to get into the feeling state of how you want to feel, it might be interesting to look a deeper layer and seeing, like, what are the blocks that are in the way, and how may I need to change my limiting beliefs or old stories to see the opportunities rather than the obstacles in life. So when we're able to because this is the thing, like if I said to you, what do you want, Cindy? And if you said $1 million, and I said, okay, cool. If you have $1 million, what would that get you? And you might say this stuff, that stuff, that stuff. But we're not really wanting $1 million to get us more stuff, are we? We're wanting to feel maybe a sense of joy, maybe a sense of excitement, maybe a sense of freedom. And these all go back to the emotional states of the body which we want to live in. We can't live in a Lamborghini or take it with us, like, no matter how cool they are. So we can live, and we don't have to wait until we get the things that we want to get to begin to really live in that state and feel from that place, like I try to, bring my core values into my life every day, whether or not what my bank account reflects. So I feel that I'm living an abundant life, and I am living an abundant life. And how I focus on that and how I bring it closer to me is by spending time, bringing those feeling states in for me. So how would I move about the world? What would I eat? How would I dress? How would I be? How would I speak to people? How would I smile? So I feel that you can do that with a feeling state. So just gently, it might require like putting on some clothes that you only save for your special occasions. And then you believe that you're going to start living today, tomorrow, as if the day is special. So it could be just a little thing, you know?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's taking the time for ourselves to do that.
Yeah.
We get caught up in work or with family and forget to take time for ourselves. Get so busy, we forget to be grateful, even about the little things.
Yeah. And especially like if you have been waiting, it's like we have time now that, you know, when this is going to broadcast, some people might still be in isolation. So if you're not going to start using, you know, your best china and burn those candles that are beautiful and start wearing those clothes that you love wearing, when will you give that permission to yourself? So it's a piece of permission, and it's a piece of deciding. You make the choice that you're going to feel worthy for having the feeling state that you want to live in close to you. And you do that symbolically. You do that by presenting yourself. You do that by, yeah, maybe you'll go for the fancy coffee instead of the instant stuff someday, you know?
Yeah.
However that looks to you, you know?
Yeah, I like that. And, you know, that's another thing that comes with my generation and my parents' generation, my mother, and I've seen my mother-in-law do it too, keep their best stuff boxed up or hidden and not used. My husband has dishes that he uses only twice a year. So they're beautiful. So I pulled some out, put them in my cupboard so we could use them more often. So yeah, I get this stuff out now and start enjoying it, using them.
Yeah.
We always keep thinking, oh, well, I'll wait until I get older. I'll wait until I get a better house, or I'll wait until, what are we waiting for?
Yes, exactly. What I say is life is happening now. We don't have a guaranteed future. Life is happening right now. So what choice can you make right now to change how you're feeling or how you're seeing the world, or bring the supports that you need in your life closer to you? You might not get a second chance. We're never guaranteed a second chance.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And to make those shifts and to start, I really like how your topic is on gratitude, because that's where we need to start.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so easy.
Start.
Because even the difficult situations in your life as well have led you to this moment.
True.
And yes, and you're here for a reason. So what I think is like, when I have, you know, the experience behind me and all the good situations and all the bad situations behind me, then that is actually what makes me me. So I can be fully, you know, owning my story, and I can be fully in my person that, you know, yeah, sometimes I was crying with somebody and it wasn't always easy, and it may not have always been easy for you. But the thing is we can really see how that's a gift, because the people that you met, the things that you've learned, your experiences, unlike anyone else's on the planet. And other people will resonate with you because of the experiences that you've had. And that will, you know, lots of people have made also connections sometimes in very difficult experiences. You know, I have some people that they, you know, maybe made some friends when they were in either a mental hospital or recovering from anorexia, you know? So this is the thing, like, you never know, and be grateful for all of it.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Can you share an experience or a testimonial with us about one of your clients who had made a transformation?
Yes, I can. So good question. So I've had a lot of clients over 3 years, and one of my clients used to have addiction a lot in his life, and he was able to go from that place to making a different choice and starting to bring more connection into his life. So I was able to see this person one-on-one probably about every month. He was one of my first clients, actually. And just feeling that that closeness with somebody, that support while he was going through this transitionary time. And then eventually he felt like he didn't, need to receive supports anymore. So he graduated himself. But other clients as well, I have been able to help them express their voice and be able to ask for what they wanted. One client wasn't able to ask for 4 years for what she really truly wanted from her orthodontist, the different color of bands on her braces. And so she said for 4 years she had the same color of bands on her braces, and then finally she was able to ask for her favorite color. So things like that, where she's able to start, like you said, the voice starts slowly peeking out, and she starts using it in different situations and contexts. And then she's able to bring really more of what makes her happy and brings her joy into her life. And also, because I work with women and boundaries a lot, she realized when people were taking advantage of her, or their energy, or not their energy, but they were sending certain text messages or this or that to her that she didn't agree with. I showed her how to block people on her phone, because I said, you actually don't have to deal with this with a yes or a no or anything. We actually don't need to give those people that aren't respecting you any energy, so that's very easily done. But this is the thing, it's sometimes training the mind that we can actually have these choices, and we can actually have make a decision that's best for us, that's not best for the other person. Because especially as women and people socialize as girls, we sometimes actually outsource what is best for the other person, and we give that priority over what's best for us. And I'm talking
True.
Young girls, adolescent women, moms, nurses, wives, like every single woman has probably had this journey. I'm reading a book right now, which is called Untamed by Glennon Doyle, and it is exactly about this. It's the subtitle's called Stop Pleasing and Start Living. So when we have the energy and the focus going outwards to other people, we're really putting ourselves in last place.
Wow.
And that really perpetuates where we need to start stepping up and maybe expressing even a little bit, or even in an email, like, I didn't like the way you made me feel the other day. I actually want this from you. However way it feels comfortable for whoever is listening.
Yeah. And the more we do it, the more it's easier to do. We owe that to ourselves to do that, and to set boundaries to protect ourselves.
Definitely. And it is a practice, because even if somebody might say, oh, well, Sarah teaches boundaries, she must be really great at them. The funny thing about boundaries is that it's a practice like anything. So even I need to revise, as I change and grow, my boundaries. So this person might have been a good fit for me 3 years ago. Now they're not, because they're not in the same path as me. And I need to spend less time with them now. So it's never a perfect, it's always a practice, boundaries are.
Yeah. It used to be hard for me when my friends and I would go separate ways. They moved, or we just kind of fell out of sync and contact with each other. It's like, why? No. And it took me a while to learn. Friends are there for a reason, and they have to move on for you to fill that space up with new friends, and that's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that reminds me as well as something I posted this week, which was people in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And don't let the people that are in your life for the reason or the season, have that lifetime sentence. Sometimes you might need to graduate people before they're ready to graduate. Bless,
so true.
Bless and release them from your life. But sometimes people are hanging on, and maybe they're hanging on like a dead weight, and maybe you've changed. So reevaluating those relationships and stuff.
Yeah. Wow. Well,
Uh,
Sarah, you have a beautiful gift that you're going to offer the audience. Can you tell us about it?
sure thing. So, beautiful audience. I had a masterclass, a 3-day masterclass last weekend, and the masterclass was on the keys of confidence. So I have a group
Awesome.
on Facebook. So yeah, I believe Cindy has the information for that, and you can click on the link and be connected to me in my group. And yeah, would be happy to share that with you.
Yeah, the link is right below the video, your video, Sarah. So all they have to do is click on that and it will take them right where they need to go for that free gift. That's a beautiful gift. Thank you so much.
Thank
We
you.
definitely need more confidence in
Yeah,
today's world and the situation we're going through now. And it's a good time to build our confidence.
exactly. And it's very interesting because it's not built in the way that people might think it's built, because the only way that we're shown how it might be built is a little bit false. The way society teaches it is false. So this is a really great resource where you can learn how to internally resource your confidence level.
Yeah. And I just want to make it clear that you work with people all over the world. You can do that, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay,
So I would
beautiful.
love to have a clarity call or boundaries chat with anyone. I can do that on Zoom. So yeah, I'm located in Melbourne, but I occasionally travel to the US as well to see clients, but my work is completely online too. So yeah.
Beautiful. That's great. Well, Sarah, it's been a blessing to have you today. And you've had some beautiful advice for all of us that I hope that they will all take to heart and 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 opt in for your free gift.
Thank you,
And
Cindy.
you're a wonderful, beautiful blessing to the world. Thank you for your gift.
Thanks, Cindy. Thanks for having me, and thanks everyone for watching and witnessing our interview. Really appreciate having you with us too. Thanks so much.
Thank you. And audience, you've been here with Cindy Lybbert once again and Sarah Alexander. Blessings to you, and we will hopefully see you again. We
Thanks.
will.
Bye.
Bye. Ciao for now. Find my little recording button. There we are.